Hello, YouTube. It's been a while. By a while, I mean I kind of fell off the face like 5 years ago, or more than that even. I'm not entirely sure where to get started with this video or why I'm making it, other than I've been just kind of thinking about it for a while. So first of all, if I continue making videos on my YouTube channel, they're probably not going to be anything like the videos that I used to make. For one thing, all that stuff that I used to make videos about, it's not really part of my life anymore. I don't make a big deal about it. I don't put myself out there about it, and that is just fine with me. I deleted most of my old videos, almost all of them. I don't even know. I haven't looked in a long time. I've probably lost like half the subscribers that I had, which is fine because, like I said, I'm not going to be making videos about the same kind of stuff anyway. I'm just not, never again. I'm not going to go into like a full-blown explanation in this one, maybe not ever, maybe not till I'm ready to tell the story. But the main reason why I got off YouTube was because something happened to me, in part because of my YouTube and because of other things, in media that I might have been a part of. I'm a pretty private person, and I'm not really outgoing. I'm not really social. I don't care too much about what goes on in the world that doesn't affect me. I'm not even really a very nice person. Like, I know that a lot of people watched my old videos and they're like, "Oh, you're so cute and sweet and innocent." And it's like, don't get me wrong. When I can be, I'm all about sunshine and rainbows and shit. I was trying to make a certain kind of difference. And part of that is in, maintaining a particular persona. I'm not saying that I was like fake on my old videos, but definitely you didn't really see a whole lot of my actual personality. Like, I refrained from swearing, for example. And if I'm gonna be doing this again, which I might, I'm still pretty hesitant about it. Then I'm not going to be able to, suppress the real me, because all of this stuff is about to get pretty fucking real. So the major reason why I stopped making YouTube videos and got rid of so much of my YouTube shit was because something, like I said, happened to me because of, some exposure that I'd gotten. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say how much people really knew about me. I was constantly having people reach out to me, reach out to my personal Facebook, which I hate that shit. Like I said, I'm pretty fucking private. So all of the attention that I was getting, the only reason I was really doing it is because people were making such a big positive deal about it. Like, people were telling me, "Oh, you're making a difference. You're doing this, you're doing that. You're making such a big thing for yourself." And it was like, well, this not necessarily what I want for my life, but if I'm able to help people, then sure. Super long story short, I ended up in this situation where somebody knew about me and my videos, and they I guess you could say, planned a sort of scheme. This isn't the kind of thing that, anybody ever really thinks would happen to them. But the long and short of it is that I was held against my will close to a week. I was kept in a room that had no door, and and monitored, and I don't know what the word for it would be, but whatever it is, when somebody's job is to break you down as a person in order to, I don't know, make you submit to whatever the next step of this process might have been. I don't know, and I will never know exactly what that was supposed to be. That shit eats at me. But I guess what I discovered, after I got away from that whole situation was that putting yourself out there on the internet can be dangerous. So I disappeared. I disappeared on purpose. I didn't want the attention anymore. I was scared about ever being in a position like that again. The really unfortunate thing, though, is that the damage is kind of done. You don't just come back from something like that. It affected me, and not just in a normal way that, bad things happen to all of us. We all have scars and stories and things that have an impact on us. But out of that situation came something that I probably took for granted my whole life. I think most people probably do. That there's, anxiety, and then there's trauma, and then there's post-traumatic anxiety. No matter what I do to get away from it, I can't get away from it. I'll never get away from it. Because every time I turn around, I run into myself. I bring my head and my thoughts with me. There are moments that I feel my life is in danger, and I panic, and I'm scared. There are times when I don't know exactly where I am and that it's over. There are times when people say things like just certain words that just freak me out. They bring the whole thing up all over again. I can't control it. It just happens. And nobody knows what's going on, Sometimes I look at it from an outsider's perspective. I think about the rare times when people around me have seen me in the state of having a panic attack. And they have no idea what's going on. They're like, who is this crazy motherfucker? First of all, why the fuck is he freaking out about nothing? There's no danger here. But recently I looked up the actual definition of an anxiety attack or a panic attack or anxious panic, as I tend to call it. And the actual definition is something along the lines of a state of being in fear for your life or feeling that there is some kind of imminent danger when there's not. There's no danger. Nothing's actually happening. To me, it's all been pretty real, and it's hard to go back to that place, to that room, time after time after time after time, and to realize that I'm gonna have to go back there again at some point. There's not a whole lot that I can do because I'm stubborn as fuck. I firmly believe that the answer to this at this point in my life is within myself and just taking all my life experiences and trying little by little to heal. It's kind of hard to say whether or not it's gotten better or worse over time. it goes back and forth. It depends on the season. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on my stress levels. Knowing that it's a place I'm never going to completely, truly be able to escape from in my own mind, just that thought itself can put me in the most horrible mindset some days. I grew up with anxiety. I've always had anxiety. This is just, it's a different monster. You grow up with anxiety and sensory issues and, whatever you grow up with it. So you learn how to figure it out, like, over your life. Life happens. You have to figure it out, or else just be stuck in a loop of anxiety and depression that unfortunately a lot of people find themselves in. And I managed to heal from that. I got away from all of it and it got so much better. And then that bullshit happened. And I have just not been the same. I'm probably not going to ever be the same. I just became more withdrawn, more anxious, more stressed out, more antisocial, definitely a lot more anti-people. Like, I've spent the last 5 years, just focusing on if the apocalypse will just happen, on the off chance that I'm one of the survivors, I can go to the woods and build myself a cabin and not have to see another motherfucker ever again. Yeah, I think that those feelings are just me projecting that general fear of people and that mistrust of people and not wanting to give anybody chances to fuck with me like that again. What I would really like to do, rather than sitting down and kind of being forced by a therapist who's asking me questions and questions and questions, trying to get me to relive the whole thing. I've been down that road, and you know what it did? It made me stop going to therapy. It made me stop going to a therapist I had been seeing for years because I didn't want to talk about the details of it until I was ready to talk about it. It was too quick. It wasn't at my pace. It wasn't, built for me and the speed at which I can open up and deal with this. What I've really wanted more than anything was to find some kind of support group. And I have sought that out, more times than I can count. There are PTSD support groups. It is so impossible to find anybody who has had this happen to them. Like, you look at the PTSD group information and stuff like that. A lot of it is for veterans. It's for people who have been in, I don't know, situations that make me feel fucking bad for having PTSD. I'm not trying to belittle what happened to me. I know that it was a big deal, and who the fuck wouldn't freak out after something like that? But it's just hard to find anybody who can relate to, I don't like using this word, but abduction. I don't actually think that abduction or kidnapping or holding people against their will, at least by someone that you don't really know, is as common as people give it credit for. I think that most of the time when people are held against their will, it's by like a trusted family member or something like that. It's just, growing up in the 90s, you get this impression that shit like that is so common. Like, people just walking down the street are going to try to abduct you, and take you to their van full of candy. But that shit doesn't really happen. And I know that it doesn't really happen because when it really happens to you, you go and try to find somebody that it happened to, and it's fucking hard. But at the same time, one has to be prepared for me not to answer. Because if you were to message me and be like, hey, I've had some shit happen, my instinctual thought would be, who the fuck is this person contacting me from the internet? Why are they watching my videos? Why are they reaching out to me? What do they want from me? How are you going to hurt me today? It's an unhealthy thought loop. It's very unproductive. It doesn't get me anywhere. Like, I want so desperately to find some way to deal with this and someone to talk to. But the rare occasions when I've had an opportunity, I just clam right up again and then I don't want to talk about it. But knowing somebody else that has ever gone through anything even remotely like this. Um, I think it would make me feel a little less alone in the world. In any case, I might start making videos again. Just talking about, I guess, my journey or my progress, how I'm doing. Probably talk about when I have a major episode and, what it's actually like in more depth. This might be kind of a scary message to put out there. But for people who make videos, whatever their content is, people who put themselves out there on any kind of social media platform, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or whatever any of the other ones are, the TikTok shit, um, you need to know something. You are not as safe as you think you are. You need to be cautious. You need to protect yourself. You need to be careful about who you talk to. Because even if you just, talk to someone in messages and it all seems innocent, someone you could have talked to on the internet for 2 years, you don't know. Don't put yourself in unsafe situations. I'm serious. I'm just like some little small town gay dude who likes to make videos on YouTube. I had 2,000 subscribers. That's like nothing. And someone came after me and really tried to fuck with my life. So you need to protect yourself. Um, Trust your gut instincts. If something seems off, it is. And if it's not, act like it is anyway. Protect yourself. Think like a 90s kid. Stranger danger. I would like to see myself get better and get back to really feeling like I can live my life again without fear. Ironically, that is starting with this video. Part of my healing. Gotta stop being scared sometime. With that in mind, today I hate the world. We'll work on loving the world a little bit more tomorrow. Let's just take it one day at a time. So take care of yourselves, and, I love you. But not like in a gay way. Bye-bye.